Wanted to start with some observations and some issues. As time goes on, pressures for time and resources have always increased. That's just the way life is. The availability of disruptive technology is new. People are thinking of new ways of doing stuff. How we did it before doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to do it the same way in the future. Multi-platform internet. If you look in your pocket, you've got a camera, you've got the internet, you've got a phone, you've got so many things happening in a very small device. If I add to that the functionality that's attached to cloud-based services, things are a little bit more complicated now, but easier to use, okay? The high fixed cost on going traditionally for purchasing goods and services. Ease, simplicity, and intuitive needs. People don't want to think about purchasing as much as they used to. It's a mundane task. Okay. So when I think about how I used to buy stuff 10, 15 years ago, I'd need to travel somewhere. I'd walk into a travel agent. I'd sit down. I'd have a cup of coffee with the person. Oh. I'd have to go there between 9 and 5. I'd get an interview by a travel expert who decided for me what I needed. Yeah, and then he tailored a package with my rental car, with the flights, with the hotel, and told me how much the cost was. He defined how much I would pay. The new method is I'll book online whenever I want, whether it's from the home, whether it's from the car, whether it's from the office. I choose when I'm going to book this. And the requirements are from a list of options it gives. If I want a budget airline, if I want to book 21 days in advance, then I get the cost savings for that. If I want to do it and see if there's a flash deal on tomorrow's flight, I have the option. Yeah. Algorithms, lovely mathematical equations in the background, are deciding what I'm going to do before I decide it. It's intuitive. Okay. Now, in a traditional travel agent in a congested area, you go and you drive to the high street. Yeah. Your company expensed the car, your company expensed the fuel, you weren't paying for it, it was all fine. Yeah. The success depended on the choice of route, the time of day, the knowledge of the best route. Yeah. So you got there with your car, and if you got stuck in a traffic jam, well, should have chosen a better route. If you had the tacit knowledge of what routes to avoid at what times, you did okay, didn't you? But the new method is you use your Oyster card. Provided the public transport's working well, it's already got your money on it. You don't need any cash. You tap it in, you tap it out. It's very convenient. Yeah. You book a mini cab from a smartphone. Those of you who've used Uber, now it's telling you that the cab's 2.5 minutes away. Here's the number plate. This is the hair color of the driver. You've got too much information. Yeah. The persistent messaging that advises on progress. You're not thinking, well, he said 15 minutes away, but was he telling the truth? You're watching it on your smartphone as he gets close to you. Okay. So how'd this all come about? Technology got better. You know, apps was iPhone. Thanks to our lovely friends at Apple, we now use the word apps instead of software. We've got broadband. It's much quicker and easier. Even our mobile phones are faster now than fixed connections were 5 years ago. Digital communication, emails, WhatsApp, yeah. Digital money. Well, I'll just put it on PayPal. I'll put in a password. I don't have to remember a 16-digit card number, the number on the back, yeah. And all your details are saved on the app for the next time you use it. Okay. Traditional methods stayed the same and got worse. Have you looked at your local high street lately? Lots of betting shops, lots of charity shops. Where are the butchers? Where are the travel agents? We're slowly seeing these guys disappear. And that's down to bad succession planning. These were family-owned businesses. The children didn't want to take over from dad or mom. And lending squeezes. The financial institutions, where someone once said it's a nation of shopkeepers, they're not seeing it the same way. They are looking at large corporates more favorably. Okay. Buying departments converted to supply chain management. So where you had a professional buyer before, now you had the project manager or the person in charge of getting something done, making the purchasing decisions, and all the buying department did was make sure they were BS compliant or ISO compliant, and that the purchasing rules and regulations complied with the company you work for. Okay. Higher tailored specifications are becoming a luxury purchase. What do I mean by that? Gucci will always be Gucci. But if you're looking for what a traditional middle to upper middle class purchase pattern is, it's becoming more commoditized. Okay? Why did this happen? Fewer people are delighted to go to a traditional dry cleaner. Okay? You used to, and believe it or not, this happened so quickly that it's surprising. People used to look forward to going down to the high street and doing their day's shopping. Monday was the day that you went to the high street, left your soiled garments at the dry cleaner so that he can look after you. You had a chat with him about the weather and how terrible the state of the streets were, and then you moved on shop to shop. That delight is disappearing from view. Okay? The younger generation don't think it's a fun activity. You know, they would rather get on with whatever their life is. They don't take delight in purchasing. We're getting more selfish with time. When we were 2 generations ago, or a single generation, we spent time, we toiled with time. Nowadays, we're very selfish with it. We don't want to give it away unnecessarily. Okay? The business climate favors people that will spend a lot of money to set something up. There was a time where every company had to show on their business plan that they would be profitable within a year. Now, Amazon, how many years has it been running? Never shown a profit. Very strange, very strange. Okay? So high setup cost and lower ongoing setup costs. So where do I see this going? The disruption of the traditional, it's already happened. We're in the middle of this. Yeah? Travel, IT, hardware and software, communications, energy, food, clothing. Everything that you traditionally bought by seeing someone face to face, everything that you traditionally bought by visiting a physical entity is started changing. And these markets did it first. So I use Expedia. I don't go down to that local high street travel agent. And you know what? He was a lovely man. What happened? I don't know. Well, actually, I just told you what happened. Yeah. I believe it'll only grow to encompass every purchasing decision except for the highly specialized and niche purchases. If you want a Bugatti, you will still go and visit the Bugatti factory because it's a luxury purchase. But if you want a Ford, there may be a day that you just take a virtual drive on your smartphone, decide what the best car is, order on the internet, and get it delivered to your door. Okay? With location-based products and services, I can't have a Starbucks coffee with Simon unless I go to the Starbucks. Because there's two things. I'm having the coffee, but really what I'm doing is having a meeting with my mate. So location-based entities, I believe, will stay. Yeah? Bars, restaurants, those are meeting points. So I believe they will be less affected. We're not going to order a pint of beer from our smartphone app. Okay? Going shopping may disappear as a social activity. This is wild because my wife and I, when we were younger, we used to say, shall we go shopping on Saturday? Shall we go and buy something? We had nothing specific in mind about this. We just thought, let's have a day out shopping. Our attitude toward that is much less now. Oh, where are we going to park? You know, the high street's so much more expensive than just ordering it from online or from my smartphone. So is this going to disappear? I wonder. Yeah. Now, does this all cost more? And this is where it gets very interesting for me. Yeah. Time and convenience have a value. If you don't have time and it's inconvenient for you to do something, then yeah, it's going to cost you less because it's going to save you time and inconvenience. The time rich, the retired, the people taking a break from working life, they may benefit from this because they can shop around on the internet and then go into their local shop and say, here are 10 quotes that I just printed off, or let me show them to you on my smartphone. I want you to beat it, and I'll buy it from you. Guess what? They're fixed prices on the internet. You can still haggle in a local shop, usually. Okay? The cost of receiving a non-tailored solution may mean people have to invest time putting things right with the supplier. If you order something from the internet and it arrives the next day, yeah, someone can pack the wrong stuff. It might not work straight out of the box. Now you have to invest time in posting it back. And you got to follow all these instructions. They're trying to make it as easy as possible, but it's not as convenient going back to Marks and saying, I got a rip in this shirt you just delivered me. Could you give me another one? It is less convenient. Okay. Traditional methods pricing is based on simple fixed GP calculations. Fella looks in his pocket. If his pocket's empty, he puts the prices up a bit more. Yeah? And that's what he charges. It's a very simple model. New methods, they're basing their price on some real black art here. Anybody heard of surge pricing with Uber? I made that trip 3 hours ago, and it was £4, and it's £17 now. It all depends on the availability of the drivers, how important that route is. They're thinking, how much can I charge down to the split minute? Thank you very much for your time. I'll take any questions that you have on my thoughts on this if you want, but I think it was pretty self-explanatory. Thank you again. My pleasure.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks, Tavish. Very interesting. Thanks very much.